He was born in 1875, and in 1892 he became apprenticed to his father, Walton Adams, who was also a photographer. His father had a studio in Reading, and Marcus was based there for several years, where he really gained a thorough grounding in all aspects of photography.
What was his relationship with the royal family?
It came about probably around 1918 to 1920, and it was in 1920 that he opened his children's studio. At this time, he was becoming very well known for his portraiture, and the Countess of Strathmore, that is the Queen Mother's mother, had obviously heard about this and wanted him to photograph her daughter. Lady Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon, as she was then, was of course a young woman by this time and not a child, and as Adams was very much a child photographer at this time, he had to decline politely and say he was very sorry, he would not be able to take her portrait, but he would be delighted to make portraits of her children should she marry and have them.
What sets Marcus Adams apart from other royal photographers?
I think the fact that he was able to produce portraits of the royal children that were so natural. He really enjoyed the company of children, and he would talk to them, amuse them, give them toys to play with in his studio. He built his own camera. He would have nothing off the shelf. It was rather an extraordinary looking piece of equipment. It looked really like a toy cabinet. He had toys and books and stones and beautiful objects arrayed on the shelves, and from the camera there was a long lead at the end of which was a bulb. So this lead enabled Adams to wander about the studio, talking to the children, playing with them, making them totally at their ease, and then just at the moment when he wanted to capture an expression or the stance was right, he just had to squeeze the bulb, and lo and behold, the photograph was taken.
What's one of your personal highlights?
One of my favourites is a photograph taken in 1954 of the Queen with Prince Charles and Princess Anne. It's a colour photograph. They all look totally at their ease. In fact, it would be very good to know what Adams had just said. He must have made some joke or some amusing reference, because the children are almost falling about laughing, and the Queen herself is looking totally relaxed and extremely smiley. So I would love to have been a fly on the wall at that time.
How does the book link to the exhibition that's currently here at Windsor Castle?
Well, I think what the book does is provides a sort of well-rounded story of the Duke and Duchess of York and their daughters, Princesses Elizabeth and Margaret. It includes little anecdotes which come from documents in the Royal Archives, as well as the odd letter written to the Duke and Duchess while the princesses were away, for example. Things that really complete the story and give you a whole view of the family.